Welcome to Nin, Dr. Feelgood. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got Monolith, Soul Ring, Chromat. Yeah, actually, this kind of does work out with Temple of the False God and Spell Swell. Yeah, that's a pretty good chunk of mana. We'll keep on this one. If we didn't have Chromatic Lantern, I probably wouldn't keep, but yeah, this is. I haven't played this deck in a long time. We'll explain what's going on here in a second, but I really enjoy playing Nin the Pain Artist, and one of my favorite things about it is I don't know, it's just a very goofy deck. So it's going to lead off with a Soul Ring, and then nothing else for 2, and we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. We are playing Nin, the Pain Artist, Dr. Feelgood. X, and is it activation, Nin deals X damage to target creature. That creature's controller draws X cards. Playing gets Kira, Glass Spinner, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So we'll go and lead off. Ooh, the Halimar Depths. I'm digging this. So let's go Chromatic Lantern. That's going to be 1-2. Kind of a clunky looking hand, then actually ended up working out pretty well. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go Halimar Depths. That way we do have Mystical Tutor if we wanted to grab something. Ooh, then Royal Scions. I think that sounds like a pretty good play, and everything else actually looks pretty good. So let's put Bonus Round on top, Blasphemous Act on top, and then Royal Scions on top, and then anything else, pass it over to our opponent. So playing against Kira, Glass Splinter. Flying creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability for the first time each turn, counter that spell or ability. So cover both commanders. We'll cover our sponsors here in just a second once they get this turn going. But yeah, with Nin the Pain Artist, what we're trying to do with this deck is basically just get to as much mana as possible, and then basically Mystical Tutor for Epic Experiment, and just kind of see where that takes us. So it's kind of like we have fever dreams in a way, I guess, if that's what you call it. Maybe you got sick from Gitrog Hypnotoad and you went to Nin to feel better, and then you're like, oh, this is a terrible mistake. Terrible decision making on my part. But anyway, hey, that's how magic goes. So let's lead off with Temple of the False God. So if we end up going Royal Scions, actually, we can do this. We can go, yeah, I like this a lot. All right, so we're going to choose Lighthouse Palladium Mirror. Click OK. That's going to be 1-2. That's going to be blue and then blue. And then we can drop in a quick Royal Scions. I think that sounds like a pretty good plan. Brawl's Expertise, send those back. Just talk about a wonderful tempo play. Drop in Royal Scions. And it's kind of like, bam, like Pocket Sand, Royal Scions pop out after they disappear. So we're going to draw a card, then discard a card. Probably at this point what we can do is get rid of Spell Swindle. I feel like that's going to be a pretty good option. I'd like to hold on to it, but Spell Swindle for one of those mana dorks basically doesn't sound that good. So anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So let's give a quick shout out. Sorry about that. I don't know. Tried to get it out 5 words at once. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you're not feeling good, go see Dr. Nin. She's going to fix you up. She's got a hot shot of Is It Craziness that's going to make you feel good or hallucinate, whatever that may be. Just kind of tell her what symptoms you've got, and she will take care of you. Also, let's give a quick shout out to ingaming.com/Jolt. Head on over there and search Jolt539 to see some of my playmat designs, and we'll talk about the last part here in just a second. So let's go and draw into that bonus round. And we're going to hold on to that because that really kind of gets our game plan kick-started. So let's go for Royal Signs. We're going to plus up. We're going to draw a card, then discard a card. Ooh. Mystic's Mastery. Yeah, we actually just want that in the graveyard because no, excuse me. We don't want to put that into the graveyard. Sometimes I forget with Mystic's Mastery that Overload is not a flashback cost, so we don't. I think at this point, actually, I want Basalt Monolith, so we're going to get rid of Blasphemous Axe, so we can discard that card. Let's go Monolith. Yeah, I'm really bad about. There's been a couple times where I've discarded Mystic's Mastery just looking at that and thinking, oh, flashback, yeah, that'll work out. And it never does. All right, so we're going to go for Nin the Pain Artist, and that still keeps us open on Mystical Tutor for Epic Experiment. So, yeah, I think that'll work out. Anything else, let's go and pass it back over to our opponent. So, but yeah, last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to contribute to the Patreon, there's a link down in the description below. You can help support cool content like this. You can get your name in the credits, and let's vote for Homage. And also, you can get your hand on some promotional giveaway tokens. So, if any of that sounds good, there's a link down in the description below. And if you do decide to support my Patreon, hey, much obliged. I certainly do appreciate it. So, there we go. If you're keeping score at home, it is officially free time. Let's have some fun. Now, as far as Nin Dr. Feelgood, if you haven't seen it, if you're a new subscriber, Nin Dr. Feelgood is it Epic Experiment deck. That's all it is. It is a Storm deck, but it's not your traditional Storm where we need to do this and do that and then do something like this. which totally makes sense what I just said. But yeah, basically it's just kind of like we're just going for an epic and experiment, and we have a lot of copy effects and different things like that, and we're just trying to see what's going to happen. So, all right, Insidious Will. Counter target spell, copy. I actually think we can get rid of that one because we've got bonus round. All right, so that's going to be Will. And what we're going to do on this is if we're worried about like some sort of bounce spell, I think what we might end up doing. Yeah, actually, let's just wait. So we're sitting at 8. Now, what we can do is if we end up whiffing on the Royal Scion, so be it. But one of the things the reason why we have Nin as the actual commander of this deck itself is because, man, do we want to do this right now? They've got 6 mana. If we end up going Nin, targeting herself during their upkeep before they get that card draw, yeah, I think I'm fine with this. All right, so we're going to target ourselves. So this is what we do. We're trying to give ourselves a hot shot of Izzet cards, and yeah, I want to do this. I mean, if they've got a bounce spell, so be it. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. That's going to be 7 cards that we get to rip into. All right, so we're going to try to target Nin for 7. Oh, yes. Well, not the best thing, but we've got a bunch of mana to kind of deal with that. So we're going to go and vote for Homage, and then we'll pass it back over there. But yeah, exactly what just happened is what we're trying to go for with this deck. We get Nin out. If she survives, we could have kept her up to go for the Royal Scions to protect her, but once we go for the activation, our commander's ability is going to kick in. It's going to counter that, so they're still going to be able to get in. And so doing it during their upkeep, I wanted to at least kind of make sure that they didn't get, something like Cyclonic Rift or bounce something back. And oh boy, there's nothing in there. Good luck. This is one of those decks that you are like, yes, bring it. I think I'm looking at my deck list. That we have Talrand. We've got Murmuring Mystic. We just drew into Gutter Snipe. Yeah, there's nothing in here. It's like you get into it's like trying to go to a grocery store right now. There's like, hey, there's nothing, buddy. All right, well, it's gotten a little bit better since then, but you know what I mean. there's not much. This is not the deck you're gonna go for bribery on. All right, so they've got Talrand out there. I was hoping we'd rip into some fast mana, but hey, that happens sometimes. All right, so we've got a ton of cards to rip into. So let's go for the Royal Sign. We're gonna draw a card, then discard a card. Ooh, Dak Faden. We can gain control of Cohesive Portal. I think that sounds like a pretty good plan. So we're going to get rid of, at this point right now, we'll get rid of Spire Bluff Canal because that's going to come into play tapped. Because, yeah, we don't have those 2 or fewer lands for sure. Let's hold on to Polluted Delta just in case we need it. So let's make the land drop for the turn. And I think at this point, between Talrand, yeah, I kind of like this. So that's going to be blue and then red. And pretty soon we're going to be able to get, and we're probably going to end up going for Cloudstone too. So we'll do this. So we're going to go Dak Faden. Let's go -2. We're going to gain control of Portal. And then we do have enough for a Clue Stone. And that still keeps us open on, yeah, I like that. That's going to be, well, maybe we could have sequenced that just a little bit better. I do apologize, but I think this will end up working out because we've got Izzet Charm to loot a little bit more, or we've even got Thrill of Possibility. So, and then also as we're discarding cards, so if we were going to start working towards a Mizzix Mastery, we can certainly start doing. We don't really have the best because we actually want to keep bonus round in our hand. I think if we're going to try to go for a Mizzix Mastery. Brawl's Expertise. Yeah, I think we can go and toss Empty the Warrens into the graveyard. Yeah, I mean, because Empty the Warrens is a storm card, but yeah, I think we can make this work. So anything else that we want to dump, I kind of want to hold on to bonus round for something like Izzet Charm or something, or maybe even Mystical Tutor if we have some card draw that we can possibly go for. Gutter Snipe would really chip away at our opponent's life total. I think what we'll do is we'll get rid of one of our card draw sources. We'll get rid of Thrill Possibility. There we go. All right, we'll get rid of that one because that really does kind of help us out as far as coming out of the graveyard. And then we still have Izzet Charm, and basically it's kind of the same thing. We have to discard 2 cards, but it does keep us open for deal 2 damage to target creature. We do have to fight through Kira's ability. But this is exactly where the deck wants to be at this point right now. I'm pretty happy about how this is kind of shaping out. Now, we can go Epic Experiment. Let's see. That's going to be... I'm just worried about ripping into some counter magic. if we end up going for Epic Experiment. So let's just kind of force our opponent to deal with our board states at this point. So we've got Kira swinging at Royal Scions. It's going to be poor Dak Faden. There we go. We'll still end up going for Is It Charm. And then we'll try to potentially get Monolith untapped. We're going to draw 2 cards. It's going to be blue and then tap down for red. And we're just looking for a little bit extra mana. If they want to counter this, then we run into Cyclonic Rift. Let's get rid of Flooded Strand. We're going to have to discard that. Yeah, and we can actually try to Rift next turn. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then that still gives us the option to go for a little bit more stuff. Yeah, we'll get rid of 1 land. Actually, we'll get rid of Gutter Snipe. I just feel like Gutter Snipe would be nice, but we kind of want spells at this point. So, all right, so we're going to have Portal. Let's go for Homage. Yes, because that's what we want. We want Homage. We're going to cash in that card draw. And then run into Brainstorm. And then, then Geist Blast. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go Royal Scions. We're going to draw a card, then discard a card. Chrome Mox. Okay, that is pretty good. And I think at this point, we've got Brainstorm and Polluted Delta. Do we want to end up going Cyclonic Rift? I feel like... actually, no, we'll do this. We'll get rid of Geist Blast, because we actually want Geist Blast coming out of the graveyard. Yeah, I like that. So let's make the land drop for the turn. Let's go Polluted Delta. And yeah, let's just go ahead and go Brainstorm really quick before we go for this Polluted Delta. We're going to draw 3 cards, Pyromancer's Goggles, Mox Amber, which we don't have that down just yet. So we'll actually put Mox Amber back on top, and we'll put City of Brass back on top. Let's crack Polluted Delta. Let's get that shuffled up. Let's grab ourselves Volcanic Island. And then Pyromancer's Goggles. Yeah, I kind of like this. It'd be a good way to kind of go for a counterspell test, to be honest. And this is really going to set us up for that Epic Experiment. It's going to be 1-2 off of Temple of the False God. Have Pyromancer's Goggles come down. And if they've got counter magic, this would probably be a pretty good option for them to counter. So we'll see. They do have 6 cards left in the hand. We haven't seen much else going on. So that's going to be negate, counter target non-creature spell. And also, I don't think I have Boseiju in here, and I need to add this in here. That is definitely something on my fault. So let's just kind of end up going for mana, because one of the ways that you can beat counter magic is by just having just an insane amount of mana. So that's going to be Cloudstone. That's going to be Thran Dynamo. That does allow us to untap Monolith. But I think everything else is kind of... Yeah, because even next turn, we're going to have the Overload mana, definitely. We've got Chrome Mox. Yeah, let's just do this. Let's just go and pass the turn. Then we can always kind of leave up... Well, if we end up Chrome Moxing on bonus round... Because Rift, we're at this point now where we might need to hold on to Rift. Yeah, we could always Mystical Tutor. Let's just do that. Let's just go and pass the turn. We're going to be able to leave up a 3 Dynamo. This does cut us off extra mana. Like colored mana, so we can't go for Mystical Tutor. But I think I kind of like this. So this is going to be 9. That's going to be 11. We can try to end up going for Mizzix's Mastery. And then we also do have bonus round. So until end of turn, whenever your player casts an instant or sorcery spell, we get to make copies of it. So... Oh, yeah. We'll see what we can do about that. All right, this is going to be Mold Drifter, and they paid the God's honest price for that Mold Drifter. That was that was 5 right there. Okay, I really like this. So what we might end up doing is going upkeep Epic Experiment and then seeing what we can do. Yeah, I kind of like that, because we can take another hit. That's going to be 9. That's going to be 11. Yeah, either way, and then even if that Mold Drifter does come again next turn, we'll be in a pretty good spot. So, all right. They're going to be swinging in. We're going to tap down Thran Dynamo to untap Monolith and poor Royal Scions. We appreciate that. Thank you so much for your service. Let's go Monolith. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Untap the Monolith. And then during our upkeep, we're going to go Mystical Tutor. And we're going to grab ourselves an Epic Experiment. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's Epic Experiment. Okay. All right, so Epic Experiment's going to go on top. We're going to vote for Homage. Because if we goof up and click the wrong one, that would be really bad, partner. All right, so we find that Epic Experiment and hit an island, which is very good. So we'll make the island land drop. And at this point, we're just going to Chrome Mox Cyclonic Rift away. We can survive this board state. So let's go ahead and exile Chrome Mox, or excuse me, exile Cyclonic Rift. And we're going to go for this Epic Experiment. So what we're going to... No, excuse me, we don't have... Pyromancer's Goggles. I thought that was on the battlefield. All right, let's get how much mana we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to be 12. That's going to be 13. That's going to be 16. 17 minus 4. 13 minus 2 for 2. Yeah, that'll work out. So let's go bonus round. It's going to be 1, 2. And then we're going to be able to get a copy of this, which is going to be very nice. All right, so we're going to go bonus round. Whenever a player casts an instant sorcery spell, that player copies it and choose new targets for the copy. So we're going to try to get this to stick, and let's go Epic Experiment. Oh, yes. All right, so I'm going to tap down all this mana really quick. Okay, so we're going to get Epic Experiment for 12. We're going to get a bonus round that's going to get an extra copy of it. So even if they do have like one counter spell, we're still going to get that extra copy. And please, I'm going to hope that our opponent let this resolve because, oh yeah, look at that. All right, so we're going to go Epic Experiment. And now is the fun time to get some good stuff moving. So we've got Dramatic Reversal, Thassa's Intervention, Ponder, and then Mizium Mortars. So let's do this. So we don't really have a way to... Yeah, so we're going to go Ponder. We're going to get a copy of that. We're going to do Mizium Mortars. Actually, we'll do Howl of the Horde. And then let's go Dramatic Reversal. And I might be sequencing this out of order with that Howl of the Horde. But let's go Mizium Mortars on Kira. And then we'll go Thassa's Intervention to... We'll still get our Storm count up. Okay, all right, so it's going to be Kira's triggered ability. We're going to get the bonus round. And I might have messed this stack up. I do apologize. I don't play this stack all the time. So we've got Ponder. We're going to go ahead and put those on top. Well, actually, Prophetic Bolt's not that bad. We're going to have everything untapped. Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, so we'll put... No, we do have Boseiju in here. We'll put Prophetic Bolt on top. Not going to shuffle our library. So we draw into Bolt. And then we're going to be able to do Howl of the Horde. And then that's going to be Dramatic Reversal, untap all non-lands that you control, permanents, and that's going to be Mizium Mortars. And I think what we'll do is we'll target Talrand on this one. And then double Thassa's Inner... Oh, excuse me, I thought that got away. Oh, anyway. All right, so we've got Dramatic Reversal. Let's go ahead and float this mana really quick. That's going to be blue. That's going to be 1, 2. That's going to be red, 1, 2. And then we're going to tap down for another... Actually, I think the better option would be... Yeah, we're going to be able to untap. We'll get that colored mana anyway. So, Dramatic Reversal, Howl of the Horde. That's going to be Ponder. And then we'll put those on any order. And we're definitely going to shuffle our library on this. Draw into Island. And now we have the next Epic Experiment. And if our opponent's... Oh, well, actually, Stretch in Time, mine's still... Oh, yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and... We're going to cast Mind's... Actually, we'll do it like this. So that's going to be... I think Mind's Desire? Yeah. I'm making sure that's right. Mind's Desire. That's going to be Pull from Tomorrow, Seething Song, and then Stitch in Time. Okay, all right, so we're going to get all these bonus round triggers. Let's get the Mind's Desire trigger on the stack. That's going to be Howl of the Horde. Oh, my God. This is good. All right, so we got Mind's Desire, and that's going to be Faithless Looting. We can play that, which we will do that. That's going to be Pull for Tomorrow for nothing. Do we need to... Oh, we have to discard a card. I shouldn't have done that. We'll get rid of Island. And that's going to be another Seething Song. That's going to be a really good chunk of mana. So we can actually just rinse and repeat our entire... Oh, yes, this is just beautiful. Stitch in Time. We're going to go and choose Tails on this one. Lost the Flip. We don't get that extra turn. That's going to be Mind's Desire. See what's on top of our library. Reverberate. And so actually, we're going to probably end up reverberating on something else. We'll see exactly what we end up going for. All right, so it's going to be a bunch of Mind's Desires. Oh, look at this. Okay, so that's going to be... I'm trying to keep up with what's going on, and our opponent is being a champ on this. I cannot stress to you how much our opponent letting this go through makes a huge difference. There's a lot of times where we try to go for an Epic Experiment, and our opponent scoops up, and so to have this happen, thank you so much. So I really like this. So it's going to be Mind's Desire. That's going to be Impulse. And then I'm still trying to keep up with what's going on. That's going to... Oh, there we go. So we're going to have Expansion. Draws X cards. Yeah, that's going to be good. So we should be able to get to the point where we're just going to have a ton of mana, especially that Seething Song. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. So let's go Reverberate Reverberate on Seething Song, and then Twin Cast on Seething Song. Well, actually, no, we still have the blue mana, and then on Seething Song, because that's going to give us some extra. And then Twin Cast, same target. So it's going to be 5 mana to our mana pool. Oh, yeah, look at this. This is just 100%. Feels good. This is some good magic right here. And I'm trying to keep up with everything that's going on. Same target. So if I miss something, it's a little sloppy. Like I mentioned, I don't do this all the time. It's going to be Seething Song. Extra Seething Song. And then, yeah, we should have enough now to close the game out. So we're going to choose Tails on this one. Won the flip, so we do get an extra turn. We're going to add that extra mana to our mana pool. And then let's go for Epic Experiment. Not Epic Experiment. Let's go for Explosion. I think that'll be good. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on this one. Hey, once again, if our opponent sees this video, thank you so much. In fact, if you want to leave a comment and say thank you, Wagoneer, for letting us resolve that stack, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I can't tell you how many times we go to play Nin Dr. Feelgood and our opponent just scoops up to a really big Epic Experiment. So, Wagoneer, thank you so much for letting us get that resolved. They did sit there very patiently. What we were going to do to win was we had all that mana in our mana pool. We were going to be able to add all that mana to our mana pool. We made a bunch of copies of Seething Song. We had Epic Experiment that got exiled off of Mind's Desire. And so we're going to be able to tap out for Mind's Desire and then kind of go from there. Even if I get goofed up and didn't really anticipate not Epic Experiment, but the expansion and explosion correctly. We still had a ton of mana. We had an extra turn after this. We had Mizzix's Mastery out of the graveyard. There was just a ton of options that allowed us to close the game out. So there we go. That's the name of that's exactly how that deck wants to play out. We get down Nin, we pop Nin for about 7 cards, and then we, search for Epic Experiment, get the whole thing kickstarted, and it was very beautiful to see. So, hopefully you're feeling better after hallucinating about the frog. I'm sure Nin Dr. Feelgood didn't really, maybe they made you feel better, I don't know. Had some fever dreams or something like that. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks, bye.